Welcome, my friend.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. I apologize for the lack of content in the last 2 weeks. The joys of being a college student. Anyway, in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan Kenobi had a mission to hunt down General Grievous on Utapau. Palpatine's grand plan was to have Anakin as his representative on the Jedi Council, and have him fight Grievous. He knew the Council would reject this request and Obi-Wan would be sent instead, separating him and Anakin. The rest is history. But what if the Council had another Jedi to go face Grievous? What if Mace Windu was sent instead? How would this change the Star Wars timeline? Let's find out. Before we get started, be sure to like this video, and if you're new, subscribe right now. As Yoda stated in the movie, a master is needed with more experience. Kiadi would agree and suggest Mace Windu to go face Grievous. Mace and the others agreed. This would mean that Obi-Wan would stay at the temple, and that will be important later in the story. Windu would arrive on Utapau and speak with the chairman. He told Windu that Grievous was on the 10th level. Thousands of battle droids awaited. This didn't worry Windu too much, as he took on hundreds of thousands of battle droids on Dantooine. As Windu was above Grievous, like Obi-Wan was in the movie, instead of jumping down and exposing himself, he would call in his clone troopers from the 187th Legion, the clones that were only loyal to Windu. As the clones arrived and started attacking, Nute Gunray and the other separatist leaders would start to flee. Windu would then jump down and ignite his lightsaber.
You're about to be schooled, Grievous.
Grievous turned around to face the Jedi Master. This was the Jedi that damaged his internal organs and caused his terrible cough.
General Windu, it will be a pleasure to kill such an esteemed Jedi.
The Magna Guards would step forward and fight Mace. He'd take them all down with ease. Grievous would activate his 4 lightsabers and charge at the Jedi. Mace battled away at the 4 blades, swinging low at Grievous's artificial legs, thrusting at his skeletal face. Again and again, the blades joined in snarling attacks and parries. Mace realized the hand of the late Count Dooku in Grievous's training and blade techniques. The general strikes were forceful and the speed was incredible. The 2 warriors crossed blades again.
Who fights with a purple lightsaber anyway?
After I cut you out of that droid chassis, you're gonna spend the rest of this war in a jar.
Windu would break the clash and cut off 2 of Grievous's arms. He would then push Grievous against the wall. He would try to flee on his wheelbike, only to be cut off by clone troopers. Grievous would cut down the soldiers and proceed to his wheelbike. Windu would use the force to grab hold of the bike, then pull it back. The wheelbike would crash.
I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Grievous gets up and ignites one of his lightsabers and points it at Windu. Windu would reach out with his hand and use Force Crush once again, crippling Grievous severely.
You may reclaim these lightsabers, Jedi, but I have more. Many more.
I will rid the galaxy of you once and for all, Grievous.
As Grievous would be surrounded by clone troopers, Windu would strike the killing blow. Grievous would be destroyed. Things would go the same way with Anakin back on Coruscant, informing Palpatine of Windu's victory over Grievous, and Palpatine revealing his identity to Anakin as the Sith Lord behind everything. With Mace Windu on Utapau, Anakin would inform his master Obi-Wan of these developments. As Obi-Wan meets Anakin in the council chambers, he would tell his master everything.
If all this is in fact true, we need to move quickly, but cautiously. Master, the Chancellor is very powerful. You'll need my help if you plan to arrest him.
Obi-Wan looked into Anakin's eyes. He was holding something back. There's more to this. There must be.
Anakin, what aren't you telling me?
Anakin closed his eyes to hold back the tears. Obi-Wan would put his hand on Anakin's shoulder, comforting him. He knew this had to be about Padme. He already knew about their relationship. It's not like Anakin had even tried to keep it a secret.
Palpatine claims he has the power to save Padme, Master. I just don't know what to do. I can't lose her. I can't live without her. Well, you know now. You can't trust anything Palpatine says, Anakin. We need to move quickly. You need to stay behind, my friend. I'll gather some Jedi and put an end to this. Are you crazy? I'm coming with you. Please, Anakin, do as I say. There's a lot at stake here. I'll be back. I promise.
Anakin nodded and sat on his council seat as Obi-Wan left the room. He would be more at ease that Obi-Wan is going to Palpatine's office rather than Windu. He sat there contemplating on what could go down. It wouldn't just be Padme's life Anakin would worry about, it would be Obi-Wan's, his best friend, who was more of a brother to him. Kenobi, along with Kit Fisto, Sis-A-Tin, and Agen Kolar, would arrive at Palpatine's office and try to arrest him. He would resist arrest and strike down Kolar, Tin, and Fisto. Then, he would draw his attention towards Obi-Wan. Anakin's mind couldn't take it anymore. His thoughts were way too much for him to bear. What if he lost both Obi-Wan and Padme? He'd rushed to his airspeeder and flew straight to Palpatine's office. When he arrived, he'd see both Obi-Wan and Sidious clashing blades. Obi-Wan was struggling and out of breath. Palpatine would use the Force to push him against the wall. Kenobi fell to the floor. Anakin saw the evil in Palpatine's eyes. He saw him for what he truly was. He had hid himself this whole time from the moment they met so long ago. Palpatine was the one responsible for the attacks on Padme's life and for the turning of the man who took his hand, Count Dooku. Palpatine raised his hands and unleashed a great amount of lightning upon Obi-Wan. The lightning was beyond anything Anakin had ever seen. Anakin couldn't bear to watch as his master was being shocked by the Sith Lord. Obi-Wan was screaming in pain as Palpatine pressed the attack. Anakin would pull out his lightsaber and would see the ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn, giving him a slow nod.
Remember your training, Anakin. Trust your instincts.
Anakin knew what he had to do. He slowly approached Palpatine as he was still concentrated on Obi-Wan. Anakin would quickly ignite his lightsaber and stab Palpatine in the back. Palpatine screamed in pain as the lightning stopped. A mass amount of Force energy surrounded the room as it pushed Anakin into the wall. After a while, the energy would disappear and leaving Palpatine's dead body on the floor. It was all over. Anakin would get up and limp over to his master, shaking him, pleading for him to wake up. The unconscious Obi-Wan would have a slow pulse, as Anakin would call for clone troopers to assist Obi-Wan and to get him in a bactopod immediately. The next day, the Masters would return from their respective missions, and Anakin would tell them everything that has happened. The Jedi would be ordered to go testify regarding Palpatine's death. At the Senate, Bail Organa would be acting Chancellor during the proceedings. Sly Moore and Mas Amedda was winning the senators over as they were slandering the Jedi and mentioned that they killed Palpatine to take over the Republic. Anakin would then pull out a recording disc and it revealed Palpatine's conversation with Anakin and the fight in Palpatine's office. The Senate would be in utter shock. Then Sly Moore and Mas Amedda would soon be arrested for their collaboration with Palpatine. The Jedi Order would then be exonerated. Anakin would be granted the rank of Jedi Master. Obi-Wan would be completely healed. Bail Organa would be appointed as the new Supreme Chancellor of the Republic, and Padme would give birth to Luke and Leia. When the time comes, they would be trained at the temple by Anakin and the best of the best. The Jedi would continue to fight another day, being the peacekeepers they used to be. So what did you think about this story? This is the most realistic as I can get it, because I really feel like Obi-Wan really doesn't have the strength to kill Palpatine, especially if he's alone. Had he been with stronger masters like Yoda or Windu, things might have played out differently, who knows. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like, it really helps the channel. If you're new and if you're enjoying the content, please do subscribe so you won't miss the next video. I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, may the Force be with you.